Hello and welcome to Quiz Time. I'm Jess and today I have a trivia quiz for you. So, 100 questions coming up. Are you ready? Let's go. What was a common form of exercise in ancient China to promote health and longevity? Archery, weightlifting, or Tai Chi? Tai Chi. The word gymnasium originates from the Greek word gymnos. What does it mean? Strength, naked, or training? Naked. Which modern European monarchy is the oldest still in existence? United Kingdom, Spain, or Denmark? It's Denmark. Which ancient sport involved teams pushing a heavy stone ball across a field? Pits, Mesoamerican ball game, or Olamatizi, an Aztec ball game? It's pits, a Mesoamerican ball game. What unique exercise tool was used in India for centuries by wrestlers to build strength? Sandbags, bamboo poles, or wooden clubs? Wooden clubs. The first modern gymnasium was established in Germany in the early 19th century. Who founded it? Karl Guss, Frederick Jean, or Johann Pestalozzi? Frederick Jean. Which reigning monarch is known as the King of the Zulus? And I'm not going to try and pronounce these, so is it number 1, number 2, or number 3? It's number 2, Missoulu Zulu. Which sport was once banned in England because it distracted archers from practicing? Cricket, golf, or soccer? Golf. What is the ancient Persian exercise system called, originally used to train soldiers? Qiongong, Zukhamnem, or Kalazipiata? It's the second one. Apologies to my pronunciation. I haven't got a Persian dialect. What was the primary purpose of gymnasiums in ancient Greece? It was intellectual and physical education. Which Asian monarchy was the only absolute monarchy until recent constitutional reforms? Bhutan. What is the traditional Japanese sport involving throwing opponents out of a ring? Judo, sumo wrestling, or kendo? It's sumo wrestling. In medieval Europe, what was the primary form of physical exercise for knights? Horseback riding, jousting practice, or sword play? It's horseback riding. What fitness innovation did Eugen Sandow, known as the father of bodybuilding, popularise? Exercise machines, resistance bands, or dumbbells? It was dumbbells. Which monarchy has co-principality system with two heads of state? Monaco, Andorra, or Liechtenstein? Andorra. Which sport is believed to have originated as a training exercise for hunters in ancient Scotland? Archery, caber toss, or Highland wrestling? The caber toss. What exercise emphasizes controlled movements and core strength? Pilates, aerobics, or yoga? It's Pilates. What was the focus of gym classes in Victoria, England? Team sports, martial arts, or calisthenics and moral discipline? It was calisthenics and moral discipline. Which civilization invented a bull game played with the hips, often associated with rituals? Maya. What ancient Indian practice combines postures, breathing, and meditation? Is it Ayurveda, yoga, or Tai Chi? It's yoga. What 20th century invention revolutionized at-home fitness? The treadmill, resistance bands, or dumbbells? The treadmill. What popular winter sport was originally a mode of transport for Nordic hunters? Skiing. Who created the first set of workout machines designed to mimic natural body movement? Charles Atlas, John Harvey Kellogg, or Arthur Jones? It was Arthur Jones. Which modern sport originated from a game called Puna in India? Tennis, badminton, or cricket? It's badminton. What was the original purpose of kettlebells in 18th century Russia? Weighing agricultural produce, entertainment in circuses, or to strengthen training for military recruits? It was weighing agricultural produce. Which calisthenic exercise is named after the inventor who created it for quick training? Burpees. What was the primary reason for the extinction of the dodo bird? Climate change, disease, or human hunting an invasive species? It was human hunting an invasive species. Chronic sleep deprivation in the 20th century was linked to which occupational hazard? Industrial accidents, farming injuries, or teacher burnout? Industrial accidents. Which modern-day humans share the most DNA with Neanderthals? Africans, Polynesians, or Europeans and Asians? Europeans and Asians. Who was the Roman equivalent of the Greek goddess Athena? Minerva. Which extinct animal was a large elephant-like mammal that roamed during the Ice Age? Smilodon, Mastodon, or Megatherium? Mastodon. What is one historical method people used to deal with interrupted sleep in the Middle Ages? Sleeping on heated stones, praying during the first and second sleep, or drinking herbal teas? Praying during the first and second sleep. What tool innovation is most associated with Neanderthals? Metalworking, pottery making, or flint knapping? Flint knapping. Which Roman god is known as the ruler of the sea? Neptune, Pluto, or Jupiter? It's Neptune. The great auk, an extinct bird, was primarily hunted for what resource? Meat, feathers, or eggs? It was for their feathers. What cognitive function is most impaired by long-term sleep deprivation? Memory retention, language processing, or colour perception? Memory retention. Neanderthals are known to have buried their dead with what? Flowers, tools, or jewellery? With flowers. What animal is associated with the Roman god Mars? Wolf, eagle, or bear? Wolf. Which extinct predator was known for its massive saber-shaped canine teeth? Direwolf, Smilodon, or Thylacine? Smilodon. In ancient Rome, how did people combat sleeplessness? Reading poetry aloud, rubbing lavender on their templates, or reading poetry aloud? It was reading poetry aloud. If you guessed 3 as well, you're pretty right. What discovery proved that Neanderthals consumed plant-based foods? Dental plaque analysis, stone pestles and mortars, or fossilized stomach contents? Dental plaque analysis. Janus, the Roman god of transitions, is depicted with how many faces? With 2. What was the largest bird to ever exist? It's now extinct. Argentavis, elephant bird, or moa? The elephant bird. What historical figure was known for taking frequent short naps to compensate for lack of sleep? Leonardo da Vinci. Neanderthals were likely extinct due to what main factor? Volcanic eruptions, competition with Homo sapiens, or disease outbreaks? It was competition with Homo sapiens. Who was the Roman goddess of the hearth and home? Vesta. Which extinct creature is sometimes called the Tasmanian tiger? Quagga, thylacine, or Barbary lion? Thylacine. What sleep disorder was often mistaken for demonic possession in medieval times? Narcolepsy, sleep paralysis, or sleep apnea? Sleep paralysis. Which feature of Neanderthals suggested they were adapted to cold climates? Long fingers, slender legs, or large noses? Large noses. The Roman god Pluto ruled over which domain? The underworld. What extinct animal is believed to have been a major prey for early humans? Giant ground sloth, woolly mammoth, or Irish elk? The woolly mammoth. Historically, what profession was most affected by poor sleep due to irregular hours? Blacksmiths, clerics, or sailors? It was sailors. Neanderthals were once thought to lack what critical skill, now proven otherwise? Speech, fire starting, or tool making? Speech. The Roman god Mercury was the patron of which group? The merchants. What extinct aquatic reptile was once misidentified as a dinosaur? And it is one of these ones. It's the Ichthyosaurus. What part of the brain is most impacted by sleep deprivation? Cerebellum, hippocampus, or medulla? It's the hippocampus. Which disease, eradicated in 1980, was declared the first to be completely eliminated by human effort? Polio, bubonic plague, or smallpox? Smallpox. What is the scientific name for modern humans? Homo habilis, Homo sapiens, or Homo erectus? It's Homo sapiens. Which ancient civilization is credited with creating the first yo-yo? The Greeks. Which French king was known for his obsession with mirrors and created the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles? Was it Louis XVI, Louis XIV, or Napoleon Bonaparte? It was Louis XIV. The rinderpest virus, eradicated in 2011, primarily affected which species? Cattle, birds, or humans? It was cattle. The out-of-the-continent theory suggests humans originated on which continent? Africa, Asia, or Europe? Africa. What popular toy of the 20th century was originally a failed invention meant to stabilize ship instruments? Rubik's Cube, Slinky, or Etch-a-Sketch? The Slinky. Which British monarch had a lifelong fascination with Scottish culture and built Balmoral Castle? Queen Elizabeth I, King George VI, or Queen Victoria? Queen Victoria. Leprosy was largely eradicated thanks to the discovery of which treatment? Antibiotics. What was the primary diet of early Homo erectus? Meat and roots, fish and fruits, or grains and vegetables? It's meat and roots. What iconic doll introduced in 1959 was named after the inventor's daughter? Cabbage Patch Kid, Polly Pocket, or Barbie? It's Barbie. Which Russian Tsar was obsessed with westernizing Russia, even enforcing a tax on beards? Ivan the Terrible, Peter the Great, or Nicholas II? Peter the Great. What ancient disease, once called the White Death, is now treatable and rarely fatal? Tuberculosis. Which evolutionary milestone is associated with Homo habilis? Control of fire, use of tools, or development of language? Use of tools. Lego, one of the world's most famous toys, was first produced in which country? Germany, Sweden, or Denmark? Denmark. The Black Death, which killed millions, was caused by which bacterium? The Yersinia pestis. What feature is considered unique to modern humans compared to Neanderthals? Advanced toolmaking, artistic expression, or use of fire? Artistic expression. Which 1980s toy craze involved collectible, colourful figurines with gem-like eyes? My Little Pony, troll dolls or Care Bears? It was troll dolls. Marie Antoinette, Queen of France, was infamous for allegedly saying what phrase? Let them eat cake. What vaccine was pivotal in reducing polio cases worldwide? Salk vaccine, MMR vaccine, or BCG vaccine? It was the Salk vaccine. How did Homo sapiens differ from Homo erectus? More advanced tools, larger brain size, or both A and B? Both A and B. Which toy became famous as a pet simulation game in the late 1990s? The Tamagotchi. Did you have one? Which English monarch is known for his stammer, famously portrayed in the King's Speech? George V, George VI, or Edward VIII? George VI. What was the primary method of containing the spread of the bubonic plague in medieval Europe? Quarantine, herbal remedies, or mass burials? Quarantine. What structure found in early hominids indicates the use of fire? Stone hearths, burial pits, or rock shelters? Stone hearths. No trick questions here. What French monarch was famously called the Sun King? Louis XIV. What was the original name of the toy known as Mr. Potato Head, Potato Buddy, Funny Face Man, or Spud Dude? It was Funny Face Man, although I rather like Spud Dude as a name. The eradication of which disease is celebrated annually on April 7th as World Health Day? Polio, smallpox, or measles? Smallpox. What is considered the missing link between apes and early humans? Neanderthals, Homo erectus, or Australopithecus? Australopithecus. What global event in the 17th century led to widespread cultivation of coffee in European colonies? The Age of Exploration. The Fertile Crescent is often called the cradle of agriculture. What modern crops originated there? Corn and potatoes, wheat and barley, or rice and millet? Wheat and barley. The presence of lactose tolerance is more common in which population? In those from colder regions with dairy farming traditions, or populations that practice vegetarianism? In those from colder regions with dairy farming traditions. What method of brewing coffee originated in Italy and involves forcing Hot water through finely ground coffee. Espresso. What physical trait is often more pronounced in people from warmer climates to aid in heat dissipation? Taller, leaner builds, smaller body size, or broader noses? Taller, leaner builds. Which country is the largest producer of coffee today? Colombia, Brazil, or Vietnam? Brazil. What innovation allowed farmers to domesticate animals like sheep and cattle for agricultural purposes? Crop rotation, development of fences, or selective breeding? Selective breeding. Which ancient civilization is credited with developing irrigation systems for farming? Mesopotamians, Romans, or Mayans? Mesopotamians. Which generic trait helps people in colder climates metabolize fat more efficiently? Faster metabolism of carbohydrates, higher prevalence of brown fat, or lactose tolerance? Higher prevalence of brown fat. Populations in sunnier regions often develop which trait to protect against UV radiation? Darker skin pigmentation. What legendary origin story of coffee involves goats becoming energetic after eating coffee beans or berries? Arabian folktale, Turkish myth, or Ethiopian legend? Ethiopian legend. Coffee was first discovered in which region of the world? Southeast Asia, East Africa, or South America? East Africa. What farming technique involves cutting and burning plants to clear land for crops? Terrace farming, crop rotation, or slash and burn agriculture? Slash and burn agriculture. People from colder climates tend to have which adaptation for heat retention? Longer limbs, thinner skin, or shorter limbs and stockier builds? Shorter limbs and stockier builds. What crop is often considered the first domesticated plant by humans? And this is your last one, ladies and gents. It's wheat. So how did you do today? Drop your score in the comments below, and of course like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new quiz, and please join us next time on Quiz Time.